We only have one Uganda, and we must love this country. We must love it completely and utterly and be proud of it.
We must love it completely and utterly and be proud of it.
I am excited for him to rot in Uganda.
I am excited for him to rot in Uganda. Looks like Uganda is the place where they send people to rot.
Let's say positive things about our country.
Let's say positive. Okay. We must love Uganda. We must love Uganda. Let's say positive things about it.
Considered third world. They are not.
Well,
they're not
ones?
privy to any of the.
Which ones would you say are third world?
I mean, you could take into account a lot of countries in Africa, in the Middle East, in Asia.
Well, give me some
there are
names
plenty
of countries
to come from this list.
Give me some names.
You could probably take in Uganda.
I mean, when you think about third world countries, the first name that comes to her mind is Uganda. Oh, Lake Victoria lies still like a polished glass, reflecting clouds as they quietly pass, while Masaka floating papyrus whispers along the shore. We're talking about Uganda.
What are the top 3 dirtiest cities you've ever been to?
Dirtiest cities. I was recently in Africa, and Uganda is probably one of the dirtiest countries I've ever experienced, but...
You're watching Mordecai Marissa Live Political Commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
I cannot appreciate you enough for using your valuable time to always go on social media, break down things for people.
And yes, indeed. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching me and at whatever time you might enjoy this conversation. My name is Mordecai Marissa, and you're welcome to Mordecai Marissa Live. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I'm going to be talking about patriotism, Museveni and Muhoozi and the rest of other acolytes' talking points. They like throwing around that term. You should love Uganda. You should say good things about Uganda. And my commentary tonight is triggered by some sort of demand that came from the newly appointed executive director of Uganda Media Centre, Allan Kasujja, who said we should say good things, talk good things about Uganda. We should love Uganda. He's got that bullish, smug, condescending tone. But hey, what do you expect? Tell me your friend. Tell me who your friend is, and I will tell you your character. This guy is a friend to Hitler incarnate, and that is Muhoozi Kainerugaba. So I'm not surprised when he's like, you should. Let me show you how he said a few words recently. Listen, and then I'm going to be giving you some commentary here. Watch.
We only have one Uganda, and we must love this country. We must love it completely and utterly and be proud of it.
We must love it completely and utterly and be proud of it. First of all, if your mom needs to remind you to love her, there's something wrong she's doing. Because love comes naturally. You don't have to ask me to love you. Then there's something wrong. Why am I not loving Uganda, a place I call home? If you need to remind me to love my country, maybe there's something wrong. How about we fix that thing that you believe is making me hate Uganda? Oh, we should love. Come on. Listen, let's go back here.
We only have one Uganda, and we must love this country. We must love it completely and utterly and be proud of it. Let's say positive things about our country.
Let's say positive. Okay. We must love Uganda. We must love Uganda. Let's say positive things about it. The smug, the condescending tone, the bullish. I mean, is a true definition of see me, I'm sort of special. Nothing really. We must love. You don't. You don't demand love. But why you? Maybe, could it be because you are a friend to Hitler incarnate himself? Right here. You're standing with a man who prides himself in killing, abducting, and torturing innocent people. How about you had a conversation with him? Mind you, whoever runs or manages the account of Cedric Babu, go check it out. May his soul rest in peace. When I had a conversation with him, He approached me. He said, hey, appreciate what you do. Can we work together? I'm like, no way. How do I work with you folks when you are shielding a regime that protects a criminal, an avowed criminal? He says, I've killed so-and-so. Muhoozi Kainerugaba says, I'm going to abduct. I've killed 22. I'm looking for this one to kill. Then you want to tell me about, oh my God, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. As this man encourages me to love Uganda, I try to check. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say good things about Uganda. I'm telling you, yes. Then I'll explain why we do not often say these good things about Uganda. But I try to look at a few situations where Uganda is being mentioned across the world. How have we made a name of ourselves? Let's start here.
And to Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who prefers that he's sent to Costa Rica. I would too. We all would love to be in Costa Rica right now, but I think his wife would have preferred that he didn't punch her in the face. I think those children that he smuggled would have preferred that they weren't sexually assaulted and human smuggled across the border. I think there's a long line of people that would have preferred that he didn't enter their life. So I am excited for him to rot in Uganda.
I am excited for him to rot in Uganda. Looks like Uganda is the place where they send people to rot. Did you listen to what she said? What they're accusing that gentleman is now. There's a debate whether these accusations are genuine or not. That'll be a conversation for another day. But let's just assume they were. Is Uganda the place where those people should be sent? So before I said good things about Uganda, how about the Ugandan government says, no, we don't have a place where people are going to be rotting from. So you ask me to talk good things about Uganda. Is Uganda saying good things about itself? If it is open to people who have committed those crimes, alleged crimes, then the joke is writing itself. That's the true definition of irony is dead. I am not saying, hey, this is the place where people should rot. It is the Ugandan government saying, hey, if you cannot manage your road, send it here. Okay? That's step number one. And Uganda making a name for itself. Now, let's go to somewhere else where Uganda is making a name for itself. Okay, let's go here. This is a comedy show. Ladies and gentlemen, the jokes are writing themselves. I'm not doing anything. You cannot hold on to power for that long. And this is like 10 years ago. Or 15, whatever. When Trevor Noah was still hosting that show. You cannot hold on that power with that firm grip and think, oh, say good things about Uganda. What is he known for now? What is Uganda known for? Having a leader who is not willing to let go. Who is so drunk on power, but is going to do everything necessary and unnecessary to keep himself in power. What do we end up with? The abductions, the enforced disappearances, the killing of people, corruption, criminals running amok, unabated criminality. That's what you're going to end up with. Oh, Mordecai, say good things about Uganda. How about he leaves power? That would be commendable. How about he says, okay, you know what, guys? I think I've reached the climax. I believe I've led this country and I've made a few mistakes and I want to apologize now. I will hand over power to the system, to an experiment that will allow Ugandans to elect their next president. He cannot. So how do I invite me in your, Kasujja, invite me in your skewed mindset? How do I play this? Yesterday, I wrote something on my X platform where I was trying to show you how Museveni is an entitled chap. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela spent more than 20 years fighting the apartheid regime in South Africa. He was then captured. Was it in 1960? Yeah. He was then captured, then spent 27 years at Robben Island. Now say 25 years fighting the apartheid regime, 27 years in Robben Island. That's more than 50 years dedicating his life to the liberation struggle of his people. In the 94 this country, gains its independence, South Africa, he is immensely loved and respected. He serves 1 5-year term, hands over power. His popularity was unimaginable, but says no. Then here comes Museveni, who led a war and spent 5 years in the bush fighting the regime of Obote and Tito Okello Lutwa. And others may make arguments that, he was fighting in the 70s, but hey, he was more of a chaos candidate. He was just messing up stuff because he was hell-bent on having power. But let's say 5 years fighting the regime of Obote. He comes to power and then he feels like he's the most entitled man he deserves. Every time he speaks Twarana, loosely translated as we fought, so we deserve this. We are entitled to leading you, to ruling you with an iron fist. How entitled? And mind you, he wants to be revered, venerated, looked up to, like Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. Never, 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 not even close. But he wants to be viewed as like Nelson Mandela. Nobody's going to do that, Museveni. No. A man, Nelson Mandela, could have argued, and the South African people are going to be like, oh yes. Just like George Washington in the USA, after winning the war against the British, he becomes president just a few years after he becomes president of the USA, rules for 1 term and says, no, I'm done. And then King George IV of the UK, actually of the England, then said, oh, George Washington is leaving power? He's going to go down, I'm paraphrasing here, he's going to go down as the most influential man in the entire world. And guess what? In this age, Washington, District of Columbia, underlying Washington, named after him, has become the epicenter of world's political decisions. Isn't he the most influential man? Just with one act of, hey, I'm done, start from here. But Museveni, after 40 years, still believes, I'm so special. He usually offers these skewed, unsolicited lectures about democracy, which he doesn't even respect. And to make matters worse, he gave birth to, or he raised, I should say, doesn't give birth as a man, but he raised Hitler incarnate. But that's a joke. Okay, here we go. Now, that's Uganda. Now, let's go in other situations.
You said not all cultures are equal.
Where Uganda is being mentioned. Uganda's made a name for itself. I should say good things about it.
Cool. And we shouldn't be importing the third world. So what did you mean by the third world?
I mean, I think that's pretty evident. There are a large majority of countries that are still considered third world. They are not.
Well, which
they're not
ones?
privy to any of the.
Which ones would you say are third world?
I mean, you could take into account a lot of countries in Africa, in the Middle East, in Asia.
Well, give me some names of
there are
countries
to come from this list.
Give me some names.
You could probably take in Uganda.
I mean, when you think about third world countries, the first name that comes to her mind is Uganda. That's the name we have made across the world. How do I clean up that mess? Now, again, there's a debate about the classifications of countries and, what should be called third world and first world and stuff like that. That's a debate of another day. And that's beside the point. You know what she means here. Uganda. That's what we are. That's what we're known of. Third world. I'm not done, ladies and gentlemen. Then I'll show you how we're making a name for our own selves. Okay. Here's another video where they're talking about Uganda.
What are the top 3 dirtiest cities you've ever been to?
Dirtiest cities. I was recently in Africa, and Uganda is probably one of the dirtiest countries I've ever experienced, but...
I was in Africa, and what name comes to his mind first? Uganda, Kampala City, the dirtiest. That's the name we've made. And I know, I read an article a few years ago titled, Who is Telling the African Story? It is a very famous article. So some might say, those people are saying bad things. There's that perverted nationalistic talk. Oh, they don't like Uganda. I don't fall prey for that, never. Oh, they don't like Uganda. They don't like us. No. This man traveled to Uganda, saw the mess, and is reporting about it. Now, there, bad actors who are hell-bent on selling the negative image of Africa? Absolutely. Absolutely. But you know what he means. I mean, let me show you then, if because you might be like, okay, he doesn't like Uganda. This was a story from Uganda that you would... Ugandans breathe wildest, dirtiest air. This is The Observer, a newspaper in Uganda. So I think the answer to the question, who is telling the African story, in this context, the Ugandan story, has been answered. Ugandans are telling the Ugandan story. You read here, a new global assessment has placed Kampala among the most polluted cities in the world, raising fresh concerns about what residents are breathing in every single day and what it could mean for their health in the years ahead. That's the name we've made for ourselves. So if we talk about Uganda. Now, even when I do not want to focus on that, tell me, where in the world do we have a command of the defense forces using that language to refer to his own, political opponent? It's only my dad laying me, I would have slaughtered Winnie a long time ago. He's talking about killing, like slaughtering a human being. That's a command of our defense forces. Of recent, we were in the news when he was making a clown of himself, claiming that the Uganda military, can capture Tehran, the capital of Iran, in 2 weeks. He made the same, comments about Kenya, only for his dad to come, and do damage control through apology and stuff like that. These folks, like I said, Allan Kasujja, who's demanding us to say good things about Uganda, is a friend to Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Make it make sense. I'm not done here. I'm not done yet. He says, Kabobi knows that the only person protecting him from me is my father. If Museveni was not there, I would cut off his head today. That's the language. These words reverberate around the world because they're coming from the commander of the defense forces. This is terrorist language. What happened to decorum and civility? What happened to respect and kindness and wisdom and common sense? Oh, say good things about Uganda. These. And I still got more, ladies and gentlemen. When we go to the image of Uganda, if you typed in Uganda and you look at the tortures, it is unbelievable what you see in Uganda. Images such as of Stella Nyanzi beating up of people like this. Look at the police. Look at what this man is doing, how they're arresting this man. Pictures of people who have faced wrath in torture dungeons of Uganda. Kakwenza Ruchirabashiza, he had all his, look at this. I don't want to zoom it here, but you can see how he was tortured in the torture chamber. Look at all this, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Uganda, the torture we have. This is being done by our own people. That's why I usually don't fall for, these people don't like us. The Chinese don't like the blacks, the whites. I don't fall for that. Are there elements within the white communities who don't love black? Absolutely. Just like we have some communities in the black, like in Uganda, let's say black people who don't like white people. It is hate. It is sin. I mean, we do this. Are there Chinese who may not like the black people? Absolutely. There are Ugandans who may not like the Chinese. Yes. I don't want to make that highlight of my lifetime, trying to find out who doesn't like me and who does, because I've received love from all types of people. Different religions, different tribes, different races. Why am I going to focus on that one who doesn't love me? Yet I've received tremendous love from all people. Anyways, that's besides the commentary. So, Kasujja, if you're going to ask us to love Uganda, will you try, just try, like an ounce of trial, a modicum of trial, to speak to Muhoozi Kainerugaba? Hey, would you stop making a clown of yourself? Can we stop abducting, torturing, and killing innocent people? How do we bring an end to this poverty? Let me give you an example here. This is Museveni This man is totally detached from the reality. This is Museveni. He was invited to speak to some people. He's guarded by a billionaire security man or soldiers. Look at the families meeting. Kids don't have shoes. And you can see by zooming, they are close to being emancipated. They have been given heavy, huge XXL t-shirts to wear. What does that say? Because they have the photo of Museveni, or the image, see Museveni, so that he has that sense of, oh, I am this special. But even these shirts do not fit these kids. That tells you they don't have clothes. But Museveni comes and look. They all line up. He likes that when he reduces people to mere beggars and probably worshiping him. Then they stand in a line. Oh. And they're always ordered to all wear masks.
Museveni Jew.
Museveni Jew. What the crap. Then he ended up sitting down and, he's talking. He's guarded by men around. I'll show you another video where I've told you this man is completely detached from the reality you and I live in. He went and, like an idle person, watch. He goes deep in the villages and just meets random people for no reason, just for show, PR stunts. Listen to the question. Who is the owner of this little school? He knows. Who's the owner of this little school? What's that? Akasumero building tomorrow. What does that even mean? Abana bareba meka. Aha. I am this woman right here. You see this woman? I would be this woman right here. She's not bothered. She's busy doing her work. She's got a lot of business to attend to. She's not going to be involved in this Museveni drama, PR stunts. I am that woman right here. And I know you are this woman right here. Watch what she's doing. She's busy. I think she was washing some clothes. Look at her. She's like, I don't care about that guy. Yep. He's been told that this is a government school. Oh my God. You didn't hear that, ladies and gentlemen. He says, his mindset is always dishing out cash. Even the fact that he recognizes this is a poor school. His mind is can you connect me? Is not, can you connect me to a person who owns this school and see whether we can provide what they need, probably reconstruct some of these of these classes and stuff like that, classrooms? No. But how about you shut up and go? How about you shut up? That's not an insult. I'm like, how about you just drive and go home? But I'm going to buy a car for each of you, your courier. Because his mindset, he wants people to perceive him as the only one who can feed you. I'm going to buy you a car. But Look at that. This man, oh my, I'm tired of watching that. It makes me sick. He believes that he's this kind of a special side. Anyways, that's Museveni for you. I got a lot of videos then. There's when he approached this man and then he only asks these questions. Who owns this business? Can I give you money? Let's see. Why do you ask? That's all he does. You can go on and watch that video on this YouTube channel. I think it's called UG Files. If you want to go on and watch it, type in, this man blew his only chance. Because he didn't blow his only chance. He didn't want to care about Museveni and his antics, okay? Blew his chance because he wasn't willing to simp all over Museveni to get 2 million shillings. Jeez, these people. Anyways, now, as I'm coming to the end of this video, let me do what Kasujja has been asking for. Why not? He wants us to praise Uganda for what it is. Okay, this is a poem about Uganda. Ready? And I want you to record this poem. You can edit and add a few other stuff like images and videos and send it to Kasujja and other NRM sympathizers. We know how beautiful Uganda is, but we don't allow you to teach us, to tell us how we should love it. Who are you? Ready? Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go, Uganda. My motherland, Uganda. Oh, yes. Golden light spills over the Kabale hills of dawn, where the mist of the highlands lingers soft and drone, and the earth hums low in a language old and deep, a lullaby the Kidepo valleys have learned to keep. Nalubale, oh, Lake Victoria, lies still like a polished glass, reflecting clouds as they quietly pass, while Masaka floating papyrus whispers along the shore, secrets the winds has carried before. In the emerald Mabira forests, life steers unseen, a flash of wings, a shadow between, and the rhythm of drums in the distance calls through sunlit clearings and ancient walls. Oh, Uganda, Renjura, oh no, Renzo. A mountain rises with patient grace, time etched gently on its face, guardians watching the land below, where rivers wander and wildflowers grow. Oh, my Uganda. And all the people of Uganda, the Banyankole, the Bachiga, the Batol, the Baganda, the Basoga, the Bamba, the Bamadi, the Kejong. Oh, my beautiful Uganda. Warm as the sun, with stories woven song by song. Their laughter dances in open air, a melody richer than jewels rare. Oh, Uganda, you bloom in color and sound. In every heartbeat, your beauty is found. A place where sky and spirit meet, and the soul of earth feels close and complete. However, with that said, it is Uganda, where people were abducted, people were tortured, people were disappeared, and people were killed. Innocent people are killed in Uganda. It is the country where the corrupt is protected, the innocent is charged and sentenced. It is Uganda where the command of the defense forces brags about killing people, gloats in the torturing of his father's political opponent. It is in Uganda where overstaying power is a badge of honor. Uganda. Okay, that's it. I think now I've said good things about Uganda. Take that, Kasujja. Well, my name is Mordecai Morisa. I did what Kasumba wanted, but I started with what I wanted. So shut up, Kasujja. All right, you can join us by, if you want to be sponsor of the Mordecai Morisa Live. So please go on and write me on my WhatsApp +1 712 37 no +1 712 303 7831 +1 712 303 7831. 20,000 shillings a month. You want to be part of this show. You say, Mordecai, I appreciate what you do. How can I support you? I give you my WhatsApp. Write to me and be like, hey, Mordecai, I got you 1 million shillings here. I want to give you. I'm kidding. But if you want to sponsor this show, I truly appreciate if you message me. All right. Bye-bye for now. Till we catch up again. Bye-bye.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Morisa Live YouTube channel? Thank you.